to do that, I believe. Yes. All right. Great. So, man, welcome Sunday Fun Day. Welcome to the Generational Welcome Sunday Night Training, guys. This is a call we do every single Sunday, unless we've got something going on that we can't do it. Well, that's very rare. And so you're definitely in for a treat this evening. This is not a motivational call, guys. We don't do motivational calls. Motivation is something you got to do for yourself on a regular basis. But we do definitely inspire. We don't work off of theory. We give tactics that we're actually using right now, proven tips and skills and tools that we actually are utilizing right now. One of my mentors years ago taught me, don't be a historian. And what I mean by that is a historian is somebody like that guy that won the championship a long time ago, and all they sit there and talk about is that old championship that they got one time. You know, people that are doing things now, they're relevant. They do things now. They're in the present. You know, and they can teach because they're doing it right. And so that's very very important. You know, we teach from right now, right, not from what we used to do. And so tonight, man, you guys get the pleasure of hearing from one of my partners that, I met him back in probably about 2006, seven, somewhere around there. We actually literally had one of the same mentors. And I always wanted to work with this dude. He was cold on his online marketing was off the chain. He was the pit bull of internet marketing. And I always wanted to literally work with the dude. You know, he was a multiple six-figure earner in the industry. And, fast forward, he went through a lot. And I think what I want him to do before he kicks off, because it's one of the things that we all were taught to do before we actually present if we're not doing it on a regular basis, or when we train if we're not doing it on a regular basis, and that's to share our story. And so I bring to you Mr. Bronze that's stacked over 80,000 in physical silver and gold, single father, three teenage daughters that actually literally live with him. Mr. Kevin Williams out of Oklahoma, man. So Kevin, over to you, brother, and I'll mute out so I don't have this noise bucket back here going.
All right. Thank you so much, Madiba. I appreciate your kindness. I appreciate the invitation to do this tonight. And you guys are in for a treat. A little bit about me, as Madiba alluded to. You know, single father, three girls, background in logistics engineering. Been in with this business for 3 years now. And yeah, I got quite a stack. But the great thing about what we're doing, and I think Layla, I think you're a co-host as well. So if you would please continue to let people in, the stragglers that are coming in. I appreciate that. And a little bit about me, I got started way back, like Madiba was saying, 2007, 2008, around that area. And we've been knowing each other, man, for 17 years going on, as far as this industry, it's something that can literally set you financially free, but you just got to stay the course. Not only stay the course, but a little bit about me. When I first got started here, mentorship, going through the trainings, learning the skills, learning what it takes to make this business work for you. That was key. And that was a pivotal thing that you had to immerse yourself in if you ever wanted it to succeed for you, or ever wanted it to do what it is that you joined for. All of us here on this call, I doubt very seriously if you just want to be customers because you're showing up for training. Okay. And so I would recommend that you grab a pen and paper and that you take notes. We will have Q&A at the end of this session. And not only that, but just, plug in and really, I'm not going to, hit people upside the head. I'm not going to go in real deep, to try to stir you up. Because like Madiba said, this is not a motivational call. This is something so you can actually understand what it really takes to succeed in this company, and not just in this company, in life in general, right? And so I appreciate you guys for jumping on. For those that are not muted, please mute yourselves. I'm trying to go through here and mute people as well. So Layla, if you could help with that as well, I would really, really appreciate it.
I got it, Kev.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, got you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I see my buddy Kamaka on here. And hey, good to see you. And thank you so much for attending. Again, grab a pen and paper because we're going to deep dive. And what we're going to deep dive into is something that everybody needs. And before I start off, I'm going to play a short little clip. And let me share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. I'm going to play a short little clip for you guys. and then we're going to get this party started. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Let's get it.
Yep. You're good to go. Yep.
If you go to the gym and you work out and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. And if you go to the gym the next day and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. So clearly there's no results, can't be measured, it must not be effective. So we quit, right? Or if you fundamentally believe that this is the right course of action and you stick with it, you commit yourself to the regime, the exercise. You can screw it up. You can eat chocolate cake one day, you can skip a day or two. You know, it allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency, right? You go to the dentist twice a year, your teeth will fall out. You have to brush your teeth every day for 2 minutes. What does brushing your teeth twice a day for 2 minutes do? Nothing. Unless you do it every day, twice a day for 2 minutes. Right? It's the consistency. Going to the gym for 9 hours does not get you into shape. Working out every day for 20 minutes gets you into shape. But it's the daily practice of all the monotonous, little, boring things like brushing your teeth that matter the most.
If I were to be interviewed by somebody about my success, I think my answer would surprise them. The key to success in my life is consistency. I know that is a very boring word. Same thing day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. There's nothing jazzy about it, just I do it all the time. Consistency. And how you need to prove is that you need to start very simple and you need to do it daily. Don't start on a grand scale. Don't make the mistake that people who start their garden for the first year make, and that is they plant way too many seeds and have way too big of a garden, and about a month later they curse what they've done. Just start small. The law of consistency says motivation gets you going, discipline keeps you growing.
Growth in life requires consistency. It's underrated. It's not celebrated. A lifestyle of consistency may not get Instagram popularity, but you best believe that consistency has an immense amount of power. Ask any professional, ask any CEO, ask anyone who has done anything with their life and with what God has given them, and they will say it wasn't just their gift, it was a lot of hard work, it was days where they wanted to quit and they kept pressing through. It's the power of consistency. It can shape your career, it can shape your marriage, it can bring you into financial success and a place of flourishing.
When people are really successful, at least in some area of their life, they're not just lucky, but they're consistent. They're consistent over time. And I tell our team all the time that successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally. Let me say that again. In some area of life, there's consistency, there's persistence, there's patience, because successful people tend to do consistently what other people do occasionally. I just want to say humbly that the life that you want, whatever it is, in your finances, in your friendships, in your ministry, with your children, with business, whatever it is, it's never the result of a few lucky decisions, but is always a result of countless, consistent, seemingly small decisions done over time. I always tell myself, it's the small things that no one sees that lead to the big results everyone wants. It's consistency and faithfulness in the small things over time.
Because for one, look at the culture we're in. Our society celebrates overnight success and not the process that it took. We don't celebrate the fact that it took someone 20 years to become an overnight success, but we celebrate the moment of, wow, where did they come from? Look at that, they went viral. And now we build our whole lives on going viral. That's not how it works. Consistency, there was consistent effort That you see, consistency, the fruit of consistency is not immediate. It's not the moment you become consistent. It's like, after 7 days or 7 months, you may not see results. It's not immediate. And oftentimes we are pulling strength from results. And it's normal, right? When you have results, you find yourself motivated. When you see the results of your hard work, you're like, oh God, this was awesome. Let's keep going. But when you're in the stage where no one sees the work you're doing, where it's almost like writing a script, we are excited about the movie when we watch it, but we don't understand what it took to actually put the script together. And so when we don't see results, we sometimes find ourselves losing courage. We find ourselves in this place of being discouraged. We've been plagued by this idea of overnight success. It's not real, family. It takes hard work, it takes effort, it takes consistency. We have to get to the place that we are lovers of process and not moments. Because moments come and moments go. You have to be a lover of process and not just waiting for a moment. And that is why the scripture tells us in Galatians, it says, in due season you would reap if you do not lose heart, because the end of faith is manifestation. And so get consistent, family. It is the place of your power. It is the thing that will lead you to what you actually desire, but you need to you need to have accountability in your life.
The problem, and you know this, at some level, you feel it, that when you do the small right things or don't do the small wrong things, a lot of times you don't see very fast results. You're trying, but you don't see a lot of immediate life change. So if you're like me or a lot of people, you tend to get frustrated, you get discouraged, and you often feel like quitting. Don't give up.
Boom. Right there. Let me tell you guys, back in 2013, when that business that I built, back when I met Mr. Madiba, executive goal in this company, and I thank God that he reached out to me. And I hope you guys took some notes for that little short video, but I thank God that he reached out to me, because I honestly was looking for something. Not only was I looking for something, but that business got shut down by the FTC. And as he alluded to, making, $15,000 in a month, $20,000 in a month, for that to go from that to shutting down, literally, I remember like yesterday, man, waking up with night sweats, so stressed out. To make matters worse, 14 and a half years going through a divorce. Make matters worse, losing my house, losing everything. I remember driving away from my house out of the driveway, and I lived in my car for a little while before I got a hotel room, but I was working literally from 5:30 a.m. Picture this. Talk about driving consistency and talking about commitment. I would get up in the morning, go to work, and be at work at 5:30 a.m., get off at 2:30 p.m., and then had a second job working from 7 p.m. until 5 o'clock a.m. the next day. I did that for 5 days a week for a whole year to get back on my feet. Okay. And, even though I landed a great job, in logistics engineering, when I finally, finished paying this lawyer off and got custody of my daughters, it's been 5 years of being a single father raising, 3 girls. And when he reached out to me, never knew anything about gold, never knew anything about silver, never knew anything about any of that. But one thing I did know, I knew about leverage, and I knew about residual income, and I knew about marketing, and I knew that the richest people in the world, they build networks, okay? Radio network, television network, satellite network, cable networks, social media network. Rich people build networks, everybody else looks for work. That's the difference. So we're talking about consistency tonight, because that is the major problem that a lot of people have when it comes down to building this particular type of business, is that you're not consistent. And so I'm going to share something with you real quick, and I hope you got some, I hope you got your tough suit on, because I'm gonna just be real and raw with you, okay? And again, not here to beat nobody up, but what I'm going to share, I just really, really hope that it blesses you like it's blessed me over the past 3 years, okay? So let me real quickly share my screen once again. and we're going to get this party started. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, consistency. Sunday night training. Welcome to the GWG Sunday night training. This is being recorded for all the stragglers that people didn't show up, but we're talking about consistency, right? So, a little bit about me. In the past 3 years, I've managed to stack. Not showing you this to impress you. This is because of consistency. Stacked over $51,000 in my Sound Money wallet. Not only that, but also got featured in September's magazine, stacked over $39,000 in collectible coins. As you see right there on my bed, and this is just a picture I just took today, I got envelopes I haven't even opened up yet. I'm so busy prospecting, I'm just stacking. I'm just stacking. I'm just stacking. I'm doing this for my daughters. I'm just stacking. So that's literally $90,000 in the past 3 years of stacking because of what? Consistency. The number one reason for failure, I want you to understand this. I want you to write this down. The number one reason for failure, and this is not just in network marketing, not just in 7K, but in life in general, is lack of clarity. Often people struggle to be consistent because they don't have a clear vision of what they want to achieve. Without specific goals or objectives in mind, it's very hard, difficult, almost impossible, okay, to stay motivated and focused. Some of the things that get in people's way, fear of failure. Fear of failure can paralyze even the most serious individuals. We know you're serious, you showed up for training, right? We know that you want this to work, you showed up, right? We know that you're serious, you grabbed a membership, you joined 7K. But what is your vision? Where there's no vision, the Bible says in Proverbs, where there's no vision, people perish, right? And so the reason why things are not moving for you, because you don't have a clear objective. You know, there's a great book, Think and Grow Rich. It talks about having a definite purpose, right? I recommend that you go read it if you haven't. So what is your vision? Put it in the chat, okay? And here's what I want you to put in the chat for those that want to participate tonight, okay? What will you do with this opportunity? Not hope, listen to me carefully. Not what you hope, not what you wish, not what you think can happen, but what will happen. That's the vision, okay? Not all this other fancy, wishy-washy stuff. And, I'm just, trying to see what happens. You try green beans. You like them, you eat them. You don't like them, you spit them out. You don't try anything. Try right now jumping off this Zoom. I bet you can't do it. You're either going to do it or you're not. So try out of your vocabulary. What is your vision? Your vision is where you see yourself going, where you know you're going to get to, and what you're going to be doing. That's a vision, okay? And without a daily method of operation, in the Navy, we had these things called drills, repetition, over and over again, the same thing over and over again, because it becomes involuntary. You don't even have to think about it. Just like breathing, you don't have to think about breathing, right? So your daily method of operation, what are you doing every single day to make your vision a reality? How consistent are you? What habits are you forming daily? There's an old saying I heard a long time ago, a mentor, it was a seminar I went to, and he said, people form habits and habits form futures. Everything that you've done and everything that you have up until today is just an accumulation of your daily habits. So those things is what got you to where you are today. So in order to have a different outlook, a different future, you're going to have different things that you do. They say the definition of insanity, right? We've all probably heard this. The definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. That's insane. You got to change what you're doing in order to get different results, okay? So how do you build consistency in your 7K business? Here are 6 tips. I want you to write these down. 6 tips of becoming more consistent, right? Number 1, set your goal. You got to set a goal. 98% of people that fail in life, they have no goal. Everything is just daily, mundane, week in, week out, month in, month out. Next thing you know, years have passed, and you're still stuck like quicksand in the same place. You got to have a goal. You got to have an objective. In order to become more consistent, you have to set clear goals that you want to work towards. What are you working towards, right? And then number 2, whoever's got the mic on, please mute yourself. Thank you. Learn how to prioritize what's important. Income producing activities. The things that get us paid in this business is prospecting and recruiting. Some of you might not like that, but guess what? If you're going to build a network, it's great to have, a team that you're putting in place. And I call it I'm prospecting always. That's what my IPA means. When Madiba calls me, he's like, "You're probably prospecting." Yep, I'm prospecting. You know, you got to be reaching out to people. You got to, if you don't know anybody, go out there and make some friends. Okay, you got to do that. Number 3, always record your progress. How many invites are you doing? How many presentations have you done? How many 3-ways have you done, daily or weekly? Okay. What is your follow-up stage? Are people that you've prospected in stage 1, you know, where they need to see a presentation? Are they in stage 2 where you need to follow up with them, or, you know, maybe you need to get them on a 3-way? Or are they in stage 3 where, you know, they're trying to get the money together? What stage are you in? Are you recording that progress? Treat your business like it's going to pay you, and it will pay you. But if you treat it like a hobby, everybody knows hobbies cost money. They don't pay money. Okay. And then limit your distractions. A lot of people, it's crazy to me sometimes, the distractions. I could tell you some things personally, things that I've, you know, I got a regular life. I got 3 dogs I'm raising on my own. I got distractions, but guess what? I'm focused on where I'm going. And not only that, but I don't let distractions limit me or stop me from the things and the objectives that I have on a day-to-day basis. That's the only difference. I'm nobody special, but that's the only difference. I don't let things get in my way. So track how your time is spent. You know, everybody got 24 hours in a day. What's the difference between your 24 hours and the person in China's 24 hours? Everybody's got 24 hours, right? So how do you spend that 24 hours? Some of you spend, you know, your 24 hours watching TV. And some of you spend your 24 hours, you know, on the phone socializing. You're not sharing about 7K, but you may be sharing about something else. Some of you spend your time, literally, you waste time. I'll just be honest with you. You waste time. Your most valuable asset, more valuable than money, more valuable than anything, is your time. Because you're only here for a certain period of time, right? So prioritize and keep track of how you're spending your days. You know, do you sleep, you know, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day? That's not good. You know, keep track of your time. And then be patient and stay focused, okay? When you have an objective and when you're consistently following that goal or that thing that you have set before you, you got to be patient, because nothing happens overnight. You know, you don't plant seeds in the ground and expect a garden to grow, and then, you know, you go out and check it next week and you get mad because it's not up and flourishing, you know. And definitely hope you don't plant bananas or apple seeds and you get mad because you got spinach. Because what you're planting, that's what you're going to get, right? Okay. So why is consistency important in business? The difference between success, and this is very, very important. The difference between success and failure is consistency. That's the number one thing. Consistency is what leads to compounding results over time. You know, it took me about 9 months to go from that convention to February, when I made $8,000 in a single month. And sometimes people don't have the consistent effort day to day to get to that money or to get to that result or to get to that rank. You see, it's stop and go, or not going at all. And then you go for 2-3 days and then you stop again. God bless you. Become a customer, because you're not building a business. Slow, incremental, constant progress only happens because you are consistent. Consistency is what builds momentum. That's how I got to that $8,000 a month. Okay. So here's another thing. And I hope you're taking notes. Decide, number 1, decide on your vision. We covered that earlier. What is your rank goal? Okay. What is your income goal? What is your personal goal? Write this down. Write it down tonight. Okay. What is your rank goal? What is your income goal? And what is your personal goal? Write it down tonight. Make your plan. Goals without a deadline is just a wish, just a fantasy. Not going to happen. You got to have a plan. Can't just write a goal down like people write their why down. You know, why do you want this to work? And then that's all it is, just a why. Well, you've probably been having that why for a period of years. What have you done to get it? Think about that. Number 3, stay on your plan. Dependability, good habits, and accountability. Dependability just means you show up when you're supposed to show up. Are you dependable? Are you practicing good habits? And accountability, sometimes we let ourselves down so much that we can't account on ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. You got to have somebody, a mentor, a coach, somebody to hold you accountable. Tap into that person. Let that person know what you're going to do, and then hold yourself accountable to the point of reaching back out to them so they can hold you accountable. Because how many times have you let yourself down? I'm trying to get you unstuck if you're stuck. If you're not stuck, God bless you, keep on running. But if you're stuck tonight, okay, you need an accountability partner, somebody to hold you accountable. Why do you think AA is so effective when people are going to those meetings and they're sharing their story and they have to show up to those meetings daily? That's like you plugging into this training tonight, okay? Because you're holding yourself accountable, but you have accountability partners. And it's very, very hard, very difficult. They say together, everyone achieves more. That's team. It's very, very hard, very difficult for you to accomplish what you want to accomplish with this company by yourself. Very, very difficult. You got to work together. You got to work as a team. You got to have accountability partners. If you don't hold yourself accountable, like I got team members, if I don't call them, they don't call me. Guess what I keep doing? Prospecting. That's a distraction. I'm prospecting. I'm prospecting. I'm prospecting. And I don't let things slow me down. Why? Because I know where I'm going. You can't depend on people, you see, especially people that don't depend on themselves. So hold yourself accountable. Get you an accountability partner. And then we got a system. This is so crazy how we got the Sound Money 1-2-3 system, right? And when I first started, we didn't have nothing like this. We got the strategy app, that sends people down a rabbit hole. They go here, they start clicking all this other stuff that's irrelevant. Then they're like, okay, I'm confused, right? So we got a system in place, and it's simply peak, present, three-way. My daughter can do that. My daughter's 13 years old. She can do this business. Okay? Peak, present, and three-way. It's that simple. Keep it simple. So decide on your vision. Sacrifice. Nothing comes without sacrifice. In order to obtain anything, there's a price to pay. I like what Yuri Melendez says. He says that, this road is a toll road. You got to pay the price, right? So if you're going to pay the price of success or you're going to pay the price of failure, there's going to be a price paid. So you got to decide, make a decision tonight. Just like you're writing these things down, writing your goals down, decide to pay the price. There can be no consistency without commitment. You got to commit. All right. This is a screenshot today, and it's Sunday, and I got follow-ups. This is Monday, 3/4. That's tomorrow. People that I'm going to be talking to, F you don't mean F you, okay? So excuse me if you got that mentality, but it means follow-up, okay? So people I'm going to follow up with, okay? I got 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 4:30 p.m. This is every single day. Plan your day out. Stop being what they call, Jim Rohn said, a wandering generality, okay? Just, the ship drifting around, you might end up, dry dock somewhere. Plan your day before the day arrives. Don't be a wandering generality. Become a meaningful specific. What do you want to do? Meaningful specific. Try to say that 3 times fast, right? And you got to have a structured routine, okay? And that'll make it easier for you to follow through with your actions consistently. If you're going to develop a good habit of being consistent, you got to just plan your day out. They had these things back in the day called day planners. Grab you one. Or grab what I use, index cards. It's cheaper, right? And all you got to do is just, boom, plan your day out. Plan your day out. 2 a day, 3 a day, 4 a day. What's your goal as far as how many people you're going to reach out to every day? Okay? Somebody mute themselves. Appreciate it. Okay. And then try to set clear goals for yourself. The more goals you face and follow is when you begin to master the skill of consistency. I want to thank my 13-year-old. She's the one that put that one in there, because she helped me put this little slideshow together. So consistency is important, you guys. All right. I'm building an empire. Read that book if you haven't ever heard of that book. It's by Brian Carruthers. That's actually a hardcover copy that he sent me for a course that I went through that he put out. But here are the benefits of consistency in your 7K business. Number 1, consistency allows you to analyze your results. Remember I talk about accountability? Consistent effort results in the ability to evaluate your process. This is a process we do, peak, present, 3-way, and shows you the necessity for accountability to track the process and ensure you're following what works. Listen to this. Don't reinvent the wheel. Keep it simple, right? Follow the process. Keep it simple, right? And here's the thing. If you're not getting people enrolled, either you're consistent at being inconsistent, or you are consistently doing it wrong. Newsflash. It's one of the two things. One of the two things. You're either inconsistent And you're consistent at being inconsistent, or you're consistently doing it wrong. It ain't rocket science. Stevie Wonder could see that. Just telling you the truth. So consistency is what helps you build a legacy. What is the real reason why this has to work for you? The real reason is your family. If you're not consistent, you're saying your family's not worth it. Is it freedom, financial freedom? If you're not consistent, you're saying that ain't what I want. Security, you see what's going on with the dollar. They're not gonna start printing money. Years from now, God say the same. It may take twice as much, 3 times as much for you to afford the same goods and services. But if you're not consistent, you're saying that it's not worth it. What's your purpose? We're all here for a reason. Not consistent, your purpose doesn't matter. I hope y'all paying attention to what I'm saying to you. Like I said, I'm just gonna be real and raw with you. You know, if you want to make an impact with this business and change people's lives, if you're not consistent, impact don't matter. That's what you're really saying to yourself. Okay? Being consistent doesn't mean inflexible. We got lives outside of 7K. Okay? Newsflash, we got lives outside of 7K. But always have a contingency plan. What is a contingency plan? It's not something I'm going to do instead of. It just means that, you know, when people quit, don't you quit. Okay? When people don't show up, don't you show up. Don't you not show up, right? You know, you did, you know, you got part A out the way. That's showing up because you're here. But people are going to let you down. People are going to make excuses. People are going to flake and flop on you. Don't you be a flaker and a flopper. Okay? You show up for yourself. Because when people let you down, don't let that be the reason why you quit. When people don't show up for a presentation, you invite 10 people to a presentation and 11 of them flake on you. You know, you invite 10 people and 11 of them don't show up. Don't you say, you know what, this doesn't work. This is a scam. This. No, that's not. How did you invite them? You know, did you just send a link out without even talking to them? You just sent links, right? If you're doing it wrong, it's not going to work. Follow the system and take consistent action. Excuses, Danny Johnson, I love when she said this years ago, excuses are a well-planned lie. That's all it is. We just make all these excuses of what we plan on doing, but we're not consistent at trying to make it happen, unfortunately. So I want to thank you all for attending. It was short and sweet, right to the point. What I do on a day-to-day basis, I'm just consistent. That's the reason why I'm where I am. And so consistency is everything. I want to share this with you before I turn it back over to Mr. Mediba Thompson or to Yuri, whoever wants to take over. But, you know, there was this story about this lady. And, you know, she's, you know, mid-30s, 40s, somewhere around there. And she got a knock on the door. Knock on the door opened up, and it was the death angel, right? And the death angel, you know, came and said, hey, it's time. And this lady started bawling and crying and convincing the death angel. She said, please, just give me another chance. Just please, give me more time. Just please. Not now. I'm not ready yet. I got things to do. I got things to accomplish. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to go. And so she convinced the death angel to give her some more time. And then as the death angel was leaving, he said, I'd do even better than that. I'll do better than give you more time. I'm going to give you a reminder of when I'm coming again. And so years went by. And then she woke up one day, had pain in her leg. I think she pulled a muscle or something like that. Nothing, just blew it off. And then a couple more years went by. Hair started falling out in the sink as she was brushing her hair. Not thinking about it. You know what? I'll just get a wig, right? A couple more years went by. Wrinkles, arthritis, tired all the time, losing a couple of teeth. No problem. I got 20-something more. No problem. Well, 25 years passed. And then she had no teeth. And as she was putting her dentures in a jar next to her bed, death angel. She opened the door, turned ghost white. No, you lied to me. You told me you was going to give me some time. You said, I gave you time. Didn't you notice when your hair started falling out, your teeth started falling out, when all those wrinkles and arthritis came? Did you realize that that was your reminder? Don't let this life be just for naught. Make an impact. Don't let it be the day you were born, the day you died, and nothing but a dash in the middle. Make an impact. Take advantage of the opportunity that God has given you. And I appreciate your time. Appreciate you for listening. And God bless. Back to you, Yuri. Back to you, Madiba. Whoever wants to take over. Appreciate you guys.
Man, oh man, guys, just put a thank you in the chat. Put a thanks, put some acknowledgement in the chat, guys. I'm so grateful, brother, and I'm glad that you're you chose to move to the front of the room, because getting to the front of the room is the quickest way to get to the back of the room, brother. And that's the key, man, is it build you an army. What they say, build you a team so strong that nobody knows who the freaking leader is. Build you a team so strong that when you walk in the room, you don't know who the leader is. I can have you do every single doggone call, man. I'm just overwhelmed with joy. And I knew what you had to bring to the table, because of all the mentorship and all the training and all the money that you've spent. I mean, this guy spent 4,000 in the last 3 weeks, on personal growth and mentorship and accountability. And so, it's no surprise. And I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, yeah, I don't have really that to spend. You have to do what you got to do. There comes a point where you draw a line in the sand and you say, okay, yeah, I'm determined, guys. So I don't need to train I don't have to say anything else. I think I got one little cool video I'm gonna play for you, but guys, I mean, give what'd you get out of it? How about we go round robin one time for those that want to speak, man? Go ahead and you can either raise your hand or unmute, and if you chime in first, then we'll just say 1, 2, 3, go. All right, best if you can raise your hand. Actually, I think somewhere. Okay, Anthony, go ahead, unmute, brother. Anthony Williams, man, appreciate you, superstar.
I have to say, by far, that was exactly what I needed right at that exact moment. So thank you, Kevin. You're truly a blessing, brother. And I thank you. And I took notes. I wrote, I get like Jim Rohn saying, I got the goods. I got it all. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you for sharing.
Bless you.
Again, I'm in the mode of learning and getting this, and that was exactly what I needed to kind of get. And I can appreciate what you said. I invited a whole lot of people, and I didn't get them to show up for my Zoom, but I learned something from that. I learned, you gotta make sure I connect with them first. And so what you said hit me, and I don't mind sharing. We make mistakes, but you got to learn from those mistakes and then progress from that. So thank you, brother, for sharing. And I look forward to seeing you around campus.
Appreciate you.
Awesome. I look forward to your results, man, because I know what you're going to do, brother. That's exciting, man. I'm so glad you said yes and you committed. Mr. Yuri Malins, I see you got your hand up, brother. You were on the plane, so you came late to the. Boy, he was polite because he said what he was going to do. And I think there was a bunch of people in here that was clenching their butt cheeks because he was going in, man. I couldn't be more happy that the way he did it, and he was kind about it, but it was the whipping that a lot of people really, really needed, man. But go ahead, man. Oh, by the way, congratulations for you going out, taking the time to get away from your family. I know you went out to Tennessee and absolutely crushed it out there, and not only crushed it out there, but set a lot of appointments. And I mean, you guys had multiple enrollments that you helped that you helped Jeff out with, man. So shout out to you for leading from the front and doing what you did to head out there, man. Go ahead, brother. The show's yours.
Hey, man, and believe me, Kevin, you rocked it, brother. I was listening every way, man. I came in probably by the third slide in. So kudos to you, brother. And it's amazing how, as we're listening, it's like, wow, man, he get it. And the consistency is the key, right? And staying close to the campfire, like you mentioned, right? And then it says you're consistently doing it wrong and not following the system. These all the stuff that we talk about. It's like, come on, man. And I love it. And then there is a price to pay. There is a toll road, brother. And let me tell you something, Madiba, and everybody who's listening. See, there's a price to pay. Madiba, you're right. I had to sacrifice to go to Tennessee. And I told Madiba, you guys don't understand. It was a true sacrifice because we're hosting our event this coming weekend, and we got a lot of promotion and preparing. and the devil was trying to do everything for me not to make it to Tennessee, but I had to be there. See, you don't understand, when the fiery darts kick your butt, there's a reason, because elevation is behind it, guys. So here I am, pretty much barely making it to Tennessee. Our field developer, Tim, got stuck in the airport, and yet he could have easily sacrificed and said, well, you know what, my flight got delayed, I got snowed over, I'm not going to make it. He was pretty much stuck in the airport. He probably still stuck in the airport today. He didn't make it till Saturday morning at 9:30 when the meeting was just about to start. But he sacrificed. He said, brother, I even took a cat shower because I was in the airport for almost 24 hours, but there was no way I wasn't going to make this meeting. When you have the company have that mentality that, like the mailman, there was no storm, no rain, I'm going to show up because there's a meeting to be had and people need to hear this message, the gift. So here I am, and I told Madiba, we're at an event, and Tim says to Jeff, listen, brother, I don't care if only 3 people show up. I don't care, but we want to back you up and support you. And then I told when I landed in Tennessee, you guys got to understand how God is in the details. I just got to add this part. Tim's making it to the event, but that Friday night when I made it, Jeff takes me to downtown Nashville. I want you to understand how God works. Takes me to downtown Nashville. I'll send the picture, called Harvest Sound. This is where I met a pastor where people are praising God. He feeds for 35 years. He continues to feed downtown Nashville. And I go to this place called Harvest Sound where they have kids on a Friday night praising God. I'm like, okay, so this is the recharge. Thank you, Lord, to give me the recharge to get prepared for this event for Saturday. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. Then on Saturday, we did a prayer. Pastor Scott prays over me. He says, God's going to open doors for you, son. You're here. He says, I've done this for 30 years, but I see the doors opening for you like you can't believe it. Now, this guy don't know my story for Adam. So then me and Jeffrey are praying. I said, Jeffrey, God is not going to bring us down this way and embarrass you. And then all of a sudden, guys, the room started to fill. It was 1 person show up, 2 people show up, 3 people show up. Wait a minute. It was 25 people showed up from just verbal invitation. And this guy didn't think anybody was going to show up. But here's the kicker. The place that they selected to do the event was another pastor in downtown Tennessee that God told him that he needs to set a location, a restaurant, to be able to feed the homeless. So he introduced me to Pat Brett, who made the place available, the facility where we're going to host the event. I did a recording, and what Pastor Brett does, he feeds the homeless, get them out of homelessness, get them a career in culinary, and then gets a trade and gets them out to the market. So he has pictures of all the people who came out of homelessness. I said, wait a minute, Lord, not only did you recharge me at Harvest Sound, but now the place that we're going to host the meeting is another place that you blessed that is taking the people out of homelessness and feeding the people. I said, okay, Lord. Then, then this guy, Brett, the pastor, he had a whole spread. We didn't know. We didn't pay for food. He left the whole spread. Won't God do it? He left the spread so that we could feed the people while we do the meeting. This is all free, all free. Look how God rolls out the red carpet to do his will. Come on, somebody. So now we're about to do the meeting, and there's going to be fiery darts. Tim shows up. I'm showed up. The people showed up. We have everything set up. And now all of a sudden, we have the Hispanic community there. We have pastors there. We have ministry leaders there.
You muted out.
Then the equipment stopped working.
The equipment stopped working.
The whole equipment. The equipment stopped working. I said, you know what I said? The devil's a liar. We're going to get this message out to the people. The people said, amen. We're going to get it. So I grabbed the booklet. And I said, I said, give me some silver. I got a silver certificate. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about what we're doing, how we're going to wake up the people, how God sent us here to wake you guys up, to prepare for what's to come. And it's for those who can listen, brother. Then Tim and I just kept talking, and we did the whole presentation with no slides, just talking to the people. Believe me, the people fed, people left, answer question. No one signed up right then and there. We're like, well, we're just sharing the information. We couldn't play no videos. We couldn't do nothing. But then all of a sudden, Madiba, after the presentation and it kind of settled down and everybody loved it, the phone starts ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, is Yuri still here? I said, well, he leaves Sunday. Well, can we open up an account? Absolutely. Can you stop by opening up account? Absolutely. Can you stop by over here and open up account? When Madiba called me today, we were opening accounts. So he says, well, it was a slow, you don't think you're just planting the seeds. Then all of a sudden, we tell Jeff, the match has been lit. Everybody in that room between this morning was already calling us to do follow-ups so we could sign. So out of that 25, I would tell you at least 22 will sign up.
That's so awesome.
Listen, now, then wait a minute. Just to wrap this up, to finish it off, Jeffrey takes me to this huge church. You know, where the movie God's Not Dead, the pastor who did that?
Yeah.
I go to Bethel Church in Tennessee, praise and worship. I'm like, wait a minute. Not only did we meet the pastor of Bethel Church, now we had another pastor who guys know, Tom Mullen, who wrote the leadership, prayer and leadership. I said, wait a minute. We're getting the word. They're making a calling. I go up. Jeff goes up. They pray over us. Then the pastor say, can I have your number? Because we have a ministry and we want to be able to get this information out to the people. Are you kidding me how God would just roll it out? So guess what? Now we got to come back because they want us to tell them about God's money. Guys, what I'm trying to tell you, don't ever think humble beginnings. I don't care if it starts with 1 and 2. It took the right person, Jeff, to be able to open the door, to be able to share the message that now Tennessee is going to explode because these people want to deal in God's money. Guys, if you're not hanging around it, if you really don't believe deep down inside that this is a mission, this is a mandate, that you have to get this message out to the people, all you can do is plant seeds. You cannot control who gets it, who doesn't, but all you can do is share out of love, share and inform the people that this program exists. And believe me, the right people will see it. And when that right person sees it, you can't stop it. It becomes a snowball. Guys, I'm driving, talking to you, sacrificing a weekend of family time, still got an hour to drive, but I'm so fired up because I know what's about to happen. I know what's about to happen. And then Madiba, I got one more. As I'm getting an Uber driver coming down, you know, the Uber driver is very talkative, very nice guy. His name is Paul from Kenya, an entrepreneur. He says, I'm a programmer during the day. I have my own business, but I sacrifice at night for my family and I do Lyft. I said, well, I don't believe in coincidence. And he started asking me, what did I do for a living? So he drops me off at Sinai. And guess what I do? I invite him to our event for this Saturday. And he says, Pastor Yuri, I will be here. Come on, somebody. Always prospecting. I'm so fired up. If you guys don't believe you got a gift in your hand, you just don't get it, brother.
Yeah. I love it, bro. Man, that's awesome, bro. I love it, man. I love it. Guys, we got a recording of this call, guys. This is definitely a call that you guys got to make sure that you watch it again, you get it out to your people. You hear the passion, the conviction, the sincerity, the heart of these guys and what we're doing, mission driven. And I'm just so grateful. So I got a 2-minute clip for you. But before I do that, does anybody else want to chime in on maybe what you got out of what Kevin shared earlier, man? If you want to chime in real quick, I'll let you. I know he did an amazing job. I know you might need to take it in because he was hitting them WWE moves on y'all. so Nicole, Wally Udine, go ahead, and then I'll go to Nicole. All right, go ahead, Wally Udine. Welcome, brother. Welcome to the family. By the way, I know you just got started a few days ago. Welcome to the family.
Yeah, phenomenal job. I mean, hit all the right points. Mastering simple disciplines is really the key, and he really covered that. So phenomenal job.
Love it, man. Thank you for saying something, for speaking up. I appreciate it. So excited, man, because I've heard all about you. I can't wait till you soak everything up, because again, Dr. Salim was saying, how amazing you do of being able to present information, man. So I'm excited for you to really get it, because once you do, man, wow, how many people you're going to impact is going to be phenomenal. Nicole Nunez, man, welcome to the family as well. Go ahead and hit the unmute button, and you can go ahead and share.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here. Just touching back on what Kevin said. Of course, the baby boss wants to talk now.
Oh, it's all good. You go. We got them all over the place. So the baby's welcome.
So just really, really appreciative of all the training and just plugging in. And Kevin said everything that we needed to hear, that we didn't want to hear, but everything that we needed to hear and everything to push us forward. I also don't believe in any coincidences, but only God ordained occurrences. So following the word today from service, we don't address things. We look down, right? Because if we see it, we have to acknowledge it. If we hear it, we have to acknowledge it. And Kevin is reminding us that we have to acknowledge that we are being consistent at something. We're being consistent at being non-consistent, or we're being consistent at consistently working. And I'm thankful for that, and thankful for all the tips and resources that he's provided. And it's so funny that, or once again, not funny and not a coincidence, that he would be doing the training today, as from our earlier group training on yesterday, when I was like, call Madiba and tell him to tell Kevin to let me get that Zoom flyer. And Natalie's like, oh, I got the number, I can get it. And I'm like, yeah, because we got to do this. And as soon as I got off of the training, I literally was starting to think about new marketing, new prospecting, saying, how do I get outside of the old ways of thinking of how we do these things? And Natalie and I were talking about it, how Kevin just re-fired us up for that cold market. Yes, Papa, put this down for me, my love, please. Thank you so much. Oh no, it's okay, baby. We want that cold market, right? We want to be just as, not even be just as fired up, but we want to get those just as fired up as us. And we do want to help our community. We want to see people grow. So I'm just really thankful to be a part of the team, really thankful for Kevin's training, and just thankful for all the leadership that pours into us, and just, really wants to see us successful, and being a part of this team and part of this organization. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for your humility, and thank you for pausing for your baby, because we roll in an order. It's God first, then family, then business. So I appreciate you, like I say, pausing for your little one there. Yeah, again, amazing job, brother. And guys, listen, we're not gonna keep you beyond 5 minutes. It was an amazing training. I think this is just gonna round it out, is that, which one are you? You know what I'm saying? I love this. I love this video. And I just want to share it with y'all. The chicken and the eagle. Check it out.
The farmer one day found an eaglet's egg, and he picked it up and took it over to the hen house and put it under one of his hens. And when all the eggs were hatched, the little eagle was hatched with all the other little chickens. And of course, immediately the mother hen begins to rear her chicks, as she often does, and the little eagle was treated exactly the same. And as he continued to grow, he assumed he was just a part of the family. He was another chicken among chickens. And so he began to learn the things that all little chickens learned, to go around the barnyard and peck for worms, and then when it came to flying, learned to fly maybe a few feet, first at very awkward, and then he got pretty good at flying only a few feet at a time. And this is the way he continued to live, just following the role of all the other chickens. And then one day, when he was much older, he looked up in the sky and he saw a beautiful, majestic bird riding on the winds. And he turned to one of his friends and he said, "Who is that?" or "What is that?" And his friend said, "Oh," he said, that's an eagle. They're birds of the sky. He said, "We're chickens, and we're birds of the ground." After the old eagle heard his friend tell him that that was a bird of the sky and he was a bird of the ground, there was a part of him that had been caught in that moment of seeing that bird in the sky that ignited a longing in himself to fly a few feet, to eat worms. The worms had never satisfied his hunger, and the flying never seemed to be enough. And he suddenly realized that he was facing a decision in his life. And that decision really was, do I continue to go on with life as I've always lived it, or do I do whatever it takes to fly like that bird? And so he began to ponder that, and he made a decision. He would rather try to fly like that bird than to simply accept the way he had been living. And so that's the decision he made, to fly. And his life was changed forever.
Man, so Father God, we're just grateful for this gathering, man. You bringing us all together, man. Grateful for just the wisdom and the knowledge that was just given today, and just the heart of what we're doing in the mission, Lord. And I just pray that you would just ignite something in these people's hearts, ignite something to allow them to understand that it's on them to be able to spread their wings and fly, Lord. And so I just pray a spirit of boldness over everybody. And today, Lord, you gave me the opportunity to teach the kids, and you were on scripture, what is it, Psalms 27. And he said, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear, Lord? And so I pray that you will just absolutely allow people to understand they have nothing to fear but you. And that, Lord, if they'll just open their mouths and that they'll just pray for the people to come, that they'll pray for their territory to expand, Lord. But yet that they can't just do that. They can't just do the faith part, right? But Lord, they got to do the work part, and Lord, that they'll take action, and that they'll have that spirit of boldness and not a spirit of fear holding them back, Lord, that you'll allow them to do the things that they want, be it leaving the legacy, Lord, be it the generational wealth, Lord, be it the freedom that they really want, Lord, that absolutely every single one of them deserves, because you came what for, Father, to allow us to have a life more abundantly, Father. And so for those that don't believe, Lord, we love them. You love them. We'll honor them where they're at, Lord. But we know where our power comes from. And so we're just grateful for what you've given us. Just allow us to do the work. Allow us to get the understanding, the wisdom, the knowledge. And we're just grateful for everything you do. And we just praise you in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. Guys, love y'all, man. Love y'all. And we'll be having this in the group chat, man, so you can replay it, because every single one of your team members, I know I'm gonna replay it, because it was just flat out powerful, brother. And I'm looking forward to you training the people again, man, because you've got a gifting to do that. And so God bless y'all. Anybody, any of the leaders, man? We out.
Call on Kamaka. I want to hear from Kamaka.
Layla, hey, here's gold, Layla, guys. Here's gold, associate Layla.
All right. That was a sucker punch right into my face. Yeah. That was good, Kevin. I appreciate that. And yeah, I'll say a punch or a kick in the butt for sure. And I truly know that that's what it is, the consistency. And I'm grateful that you said that today. So thank you so much for sharing. And Gotta get on this. Gotta get off my. I mean, figure it out, right? You of all people, single dad of 3 girls, more so. So I appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Any other leader before we head out, man? I love y'all, man. This is good, man. Layla.
No, that was awesome, brother. That was awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, the lack of clarity really stuck out to me. That was, when you don't have that vision. And I look back on a few techniques that I was doing, that I was implementing. Those postcards really helped, putting out that, writing down the names, writing down your list. As soon as I stopped that, things kind of slowed down. And I noticed that. So yeah, this was right on time, right on time. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
So good, man. So affirmative. Yeah. Right? Affirming. Right on, guys. Well, God bless y'all, man. Hey, tomorrow, Monday, hey, it's Monday Fun Day, man. We'll have the corporate call. It starts at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. And then we're back on, Tuesdays, Thursdays. We've got our live overview that we do, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. Kamaka, you guys in Hawaii, you guys are doing the consistently back to time and day.
7 o'clock Hawaii Standard Time. Yeah.
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
And Madiba, this Saturday you coming to Jersey? Tell them.
Yeah, Saturday we'll be in Jersey. So guys, if you know anybody that's anywhere in that surrounding area, we'll be having the event in Jersey. The CEO will be out there, guys. Reach out to some people. See if you know anybody. You can even put a post on your wall. Hey, who's in New Jersey? Who do I know in New Jersey? Who's in New Jersey? I need to talk to you. Something simple like that. Put a post like that on your Facebook. And, that'll allow you to be able to see. Also, I think you can actually type, there was a way, I'll have to figure it out again, but there's a way you could type like New Jersey friends, used to be, and then it would pop up all your friends that were actually in New Jersey area or New York or, some of those different areas. But I'll put something in the group just as a reminder on like how to do that. And then, yeah, man, reach out to those people, man. Get them an opportunity to come. If they're guests, they can come get in for free. But I'm telling you, it will be an empowering event, and there will be some strong minds there that really understand what we're doing. And again, the CEO, I'll be there. Yuri will be there. It's going to be just absolutely awesome. So love y'all, man. Let's go, man. The kick in the butt. We can't do the work for you though. Get to work. Great job, Kevin, man. Blessings, bro. Thank you so much, man.
All right. God bless you all. Love y'all. Let's go.
All right. Good night, y'all.